Dr. Samdani, if I begin with you, how should one read it? Should this be looked at as systematic racism by the EU, because Africa has raised objections? Many other countries which have used Covishield have also raised objections with the WHO. Or should it be looked at, a systematic overlook by Serum Institute of India, where proper approvals were not looked at till now?
I do agree. This is a sad situation. Three companies are actually collaborated together to make this vaccine. And, this Covishield has just 3 manufacturing units: India, South Korea, and the UK. And it's really sad that he is not getting the real reason to get this passport. But I would not want to call it racism, but I would want to call it, this is just the leg away given to so-called third world countries, which is really unfair. The method of making the vaccine, it's the same method, it has the same quality assurance, it has the same quality control, and thus I think there's no reason why it should not get this recognition. My only little point that the EU says is that probably the Serum Institute has not applied for it. I think that should take you no more than a couple of days, if that's the only reason, to get you permission so that people can be allowed to, the vaccine can be recognized as a valid visa.
I'd want to go to Dr. Parikh. Dr. Parikh, how do you see it? Because if AstraZeneca has been given the green light, Covishield is a version of AstraZeneca. Does the problem lie with the fact that proper approvals were not sought for? Because even now, proper documentation on the final leg of trial where Covishield is concerned haven't quite been submitted.
That's possible. I'd like to actually believe that's what the probable factor is. I wouldn't at this point, Preeti, want to impute sinister motives to what EU is doing. But having said that, as we pointed out in the vaccine book and even earlier in January 2020, pandemics and vaccination have been imbued from the very beginning with politics and economics, not necessarily racism. So maybe it's a more nuanced reason, but at the surface of it, let's take it at face value and say that due process must be carried out. The application should go in, it should be reviewed, and also keep in mind, that a variant of the vaccine, something manufactured in a different place, has to go through the same rigorous protocol that goes in the first approval. And finally, Preeti, I mean, there may be, I'm just trying to somehow see if there is a modicum of something beyond the politics, economics, and science in this. We haven't conducted ourselves as a country very rightly and appropriately. We've taken a lot of shortcuts. We've gone through red lights. Some of them turn out now not to have been that dangerous. It's like cutting red lights and making it to the flight on time. But that's not a good policy.
Okay.
The approval that came into Covaxin didn't go through due process. So I wonder whether it's a little of that. I hope not.
All right. The fact is, one would want to believe that there's nothing sinister. One would want to believe that there is